This works good. Well,
Yeah.
good. Well, thank you. Yeah, Karen, thanks for letting me be a part of the class today. It's my privilege to be able to share with you guys a little bit about what we're doing at GetSetUp and how our Accelerator program worked and some of the things that we learned along the way. So yeah, I'll talk for a few minutes, go through some slides, and then be able to answer any of your questions and help you guys that way. So again, thanks for the opportunity to do this. I've been with GetSetUp a little over 2 years. The company's not very old, and I was one of the first guys hired. And I've worked with a lot of startups before, a lot of technology, healthcare technology type companies, and I kind of know how this goes. So there's ups and downs and starts and stops and pivots and changes and all those kind of things. And you do all that in the midst of a pandemic that even makes it even more exciting. In many ways, the pandemic helped GetSetUp get some traction because we helped meet a need that was out there at the time. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. And then, you go into a recession and things like that we have here in the US. So all kinds of fun things going on. But I understand that's how all of this works. And it's been a privilege to be a part of the ride so far. So let me kind of walk you through a little bit about GetSetUp. And I'm sure, Karen, you mentioned some of this, right? We're an interactive learning platform and community, right? I mean, that's right. What's every person need? Another platform, right? But there's so many specialized platforms that we tend to find to use that really work for us. And people of all ages are dying to find community and support. And so if they can find a platform that does that, then they're drawn to it. So we reskill, upskill older adults. Our target group is older adults, 50 and up, roughly 55 and up, somewhere in there, that range. I do a lot of consulting and business consulting, and so many people want to be everything to everybody, and that's the recipe for disaster. Nobody's good at everything for everybody. So GetSetUp is designing its solution and its offering, its platform for the older population. It's a peer-to-peer platform, live, interactive. That was one of the things that really drew me to it. I've been teaching, training, coaching, consulting for a long time, and I love the live part of it, right? There's so many ways you can go record stuff and be on YouTube. You can, have stuff that's on demand, but it misses the human element of it. And that's what I liked about GetSetUp is that we were doing live classes and it was interactive, and we could be a worldwide company and interact with people all over the world using the technology. And that's been really a great part of what we've been doing. Enables users to learn everything they need to live, be happy, healthy, and live independent lives. Now, this is basic needs of all adults, but especially the older adults. We partner with health plans, governments, and others to help do this. The way the pandemic helped us a little bit was a lot of health plans and government agencies had contracts with organizations that were supposed to be doing ongoing training with older adults. And when the pandemic came and they could no longer meet in person, most all of us in person, they were in trouble. Like, how do we continue to meet our requirements of our contracts and do this? And so because we had the platform set up to be able to deliver training to our older adult population, we were a good partner for them to work with us in this. So it really helped us because we met a need in the marketplace at that time, and still do. We help increase health knowledge and skills to age in place, improve health for better outcomes and lower overall medical costs. So some of our topics that we really focus in, we did a lot of technology stuff at first, which makes sense because that population was not as tech savvy. And because of the pandemic, it forced everybody to kind of be a little bit more tech savvy. Like, how do you connect with people if you can't go out and be with them? So understanding some technology from their phones to their tablets to their computers. We were teaching a lot of classes like that. And then health and wellness classes, job skills. Many of these older adults were forced into early retirement because of cutbacks in their places of employment, and they realized they need to keep working. They don't have enough saved, so they need to keep working. So how do they kind of reskill themselves and get back out there? So we talk about some of that. Mental enrichment, right? Mental health is always a need, and isolation is very anti-mental health. It's very much a problem. So being able to provide teaching and opportunities to connect for mental enrichment is part of it. The socialization, we found adults that were finding a new community of people through GetSetUp, people they would take classes with, people they would see in different classes, relationships with their guides that they would have. Some of them got pretty heavy into taking lots and lots of classes. Like they'd just be on GetSetUp all day long, just taking classes and being, because it gave them a sense of connectivity with people, right? Because they had real people in real time wherever they were, being able to talk to and connect with. And so we have 4.6+ million users, 800% growth in the last couple of years, high customer satisfaction. It's been a very successful platform and strategy that we've executed so far. What provoked this? We knew that older adults are very underserved. They're looking for their own platform, right? They're not going to be on Twitch, TikTok, and Gen Z for the most part. That's not really built for them. They could use them, but they'd stand out, be a little different. So they need a platform that's going to be relevant to them. They need something that was empowering, that was going to help them speak to their interests, not to the interest of something they weren't interested in. So these are topics that are more interesting to them. And we're using that technology, we're able to do this globally, and they're not limited to their own limited local geography. So that helped free up the opportunity for them to be exposed to a whole lot more than whatever was just down the street or in their assisted living facility or the local YMCA or whatever they were going to be going to take their training. So our mission is to create a trusted place where older adults want to learn skills, socialize, and find opportunities to live their best lives. We started with the live video experience, health and wellness technology, and we continue to keep searching for what are the topics, what are the things that will not just attract but retain our learners as we go along. We're really going after the people who have a heart for lifelong learning and will be engaged with us. So that speaks to our content and our interaction and our engagement online that we have with them. The future is to continue to be a trusted place for lifelong learning, build social connections, entertainment, and employment opportunities for older adults. So provide real needs for real older adult issues or needs. This is this picture on the right here. One of our founders, Lawrence, this is his 93-year-old father teaching on GetSetUp with one of the other founders' mother taking the classes with him. So adults of all ages really in there. Okay, who are our learners? These are 55 to 93. Interestingly, 80% of the learners are women. I don't know what that says, but men don't like to be told what to do. I don't know. I think men like to learn too. Maybe some of it is this isn't any proven any research for me, just my thought. A lot of men like to just go figure out how to do something, right? So they'll go YouTube how to change the oil in my car. They don't want to take a class on it. They'll just go search out the how to real quick. Where women will do more of the engagement and discussion. But there are men as well. They want to stay active. These are people that want to stay mentally and physically active. They have a desire to continue to learn and grow. They want validation. They want to stay relevant and keep going. These aren't people just ready to let go and give up in life. These people that are still have a lot of life to live and want to be part of learning and growing and developing themselves. They like to connect with other people. They don't want to be isolated. They like making friends and sharing their interests with other people. And then a sense of independence as they learn and age in place. How can they be self-sufficient in that as they go along? So learning these skills and learning these abilities are helping them do that. Okay. So we were thinking about the small business side of this too, because some of our learners were interested in small business, and obviously not everybody's going to be entrepreneurial, but there are many people still have great ideas and have solutions that they can provide a business solution to. And so in thinking about that, we thought, how can we continue to support the small businesses in what we were doing? So we created this Accelerator program that we did this past spring. And we put it out there. We are a global company. We have a really large presence in India as well as the US. There's some in Australia and the UK. Almost 400 people applied for the program. We invited 45 cohorts to be a part of it, and 18 of them finished it. We broke it into an India cohort and a US cohort, and I led the US cohort through the program. And you'll see some of our winners that we have here over on the right side. This is Leslie Lamb. She does digital design. She's figured out how to use Canva, make templates, and she was one of the winners that we selected along the way here. Some other things about the program, I kind of broke it into 4 sections. It was a 12-week program of classes that they had, and I put it into 4 sections. So I wanted to start out with them thinking about concept and planning. You know, what was their business idea? What are they actually offering? What's the solution they have? Who would their customers be? Kind of creating a one-page business plan, pitching their idea. And this was just like, you know, get really concrete on what it is you want to do. Because some of these people are thinking they can make a hobby a business, right? I mean, not all hobbies can translate to businesses. So do you have a really viable business? So that was the first thing, concept plan. So we'd have classes during the week, and then we would have office hours on Mondays and Fridays where I'd have kind of open office hours and they could join in. And I gave them assignments to do to kind of be able to really concretely put together some thought into this. So they did a one-page business plan. They did a pitch that they would do and present for us. So that was first stage. Second stage, there's a couple weeks for that. And then the strategy, how you're going to fund it, the marketing strategies, customer retention and acquisition, outsourcing goals, just the strategy part. Okay, you know what your idea of your business. Now, what are the strategic ways to do that? What are the steps to do that in those areas? So we covered a lot of those classes. And then the creation, okay, let's stop talking about how do we do this now, right? Is there a legal element that you have to set up? Your branding, your create an email website, any funding, banking, budgeting, all that you need to do for creation. Like, let's get it started. Let's start, put some action to it. So they had that to do. And then systems was kind of hey, here are some other tools that you might want to use as you're doing this, right? From CRMs to the social media platforms. You know, don't be on every social media platform. Your product's probably not going to relate to everybody. So be specific on what you're working on. Any HR issues, how are you going to fulfill this if you've got a product? What software tools are best for this? Because they can get overwhelmed, right? There's so many options out there for that. So helping them make the best use of their time and use the right systems and tools for them. Because most of them are solopreneurs too. They're not creating large businesses. They're starting out on their own, so they need to have the right tools for that. Here's another one of the winners in India that she did hand-painted porcelain items, sold those. Okay, we asked them to do about 10 hours a week from the cohort, from the classes to the homework to the office hours, just about 10 hours a week. Each class was about an hour long, and there'd be 3 or 4 classes relevant that week that we offered them. And then the office hours were an hour on Monday, hour on Friday. Typically, I would have the assignment due on, we review the assignments on Mondays or Fridays. The classes that were offered were open to anybody to be a part of it, but the office hours were limited to just the cohorts. So that was a little bit different there. Okay, what else? Mentioned that. We had a couple industry expert guest speakers along the way that I hosted, and they got to hear those sessions. All right, good. Twyla is another winner. She's a ball of energy. If you ever get to watch anything she's done, she's a plant-based kind of advocate, but she's gone to TikTok and she's like, hey, why can't an older person be on TikTok and be an influencer? So she's going for it. She has the personality to do it. So she's a lot of fun to watch. Okay. What were the goals of our program? We wanted our older adults to embrace their entrepreneurship, help them take a best path forward. We want to support them, empower them, encourage them. So, I was doing a lot of coaching, encouraging, supporting as we go along, in addition to the teaching, and that was helpful for them. We want to highlight them in our community, let other learners see what our fellow GetSetUp students were involved with, and that was good. What else? Entrepreneurs, they built more community, right? Inspired each other, very much so. I mean, the cohorts really, I was impressed how much they encouraged each other. They didn't feel like they were in a competition as much as they really wanted to help encourage each other. And I really wanted to foster that community of, hey, you're doing good, you're doing good. They wanted to I wanted them to get the support from each other as well. And they really did. In fact, some of them, when they pitched for the final contest at the end for the prize, some were like, hey, I don't want all the money. I want to share it with some of my other cohorts, because I think we should all get a little bit. They really had a communal effort as they went through this process together. This is Linda in Pennsylvania here. She had sewing classes that she did from younger children to older adults. And she, all she wanted was a new cell phone, because she knew that's what she needed to help her business grow. She had customers and clients, and she just wanted a cell phone. So, but we helped her kind of take the next few steps with her business development along the way. All right, how were the winners chosen? We had a panel of judges evaluate their pitches. So they each had, it was 10 minutes to pitch and then 10 minutes to answer questions. And the judges would evaluate it based on creativity of the business, the sustainability, how the funding would impact their business, the need for the service, and the clarity of how they presented their business to the judges. Okay, there's another one of the winners in India. She makes food. Gardening. All right, did we accomplish our goals? Yes. We awarded 5 winners, and each of them will get ongoing support and benefit. Each of the participants, we want them to win something, so they continue to get support from GetSetUp. But 5 of them won a monetary type award. We highlighted their stories through our social media. We help promote them, get the word out there about their businesses. The demo days were a lot of fun. We had some distinguished guests be a part of our panel, and they were really helpful in giving insight. I think it was like a little mini Shark Tank for the demo days when they got to pitch their ideas, and the winners were selected from that. Some unexpected outcomes. Many of the demo day participants didn't ask for the full $10,000 in funding. Like I said, they were very generous in wanting to share with other people. Not everyone was fully committed as we expected. I mean, there's a couple of people that had to step out of the process. They realized it was going to be a little bit more work. It wasn't just a giveaway. It was a little bit of work, so they weren't ready for that, or life got in the way. I mean, you know how that happens. There's personal issues that come up, and they had to graciously bow out. What else? Many people realized they didn't want to expand their business as much as anticipated partway through the program. Like they realized, hey, for me to kind of go from where I am to where I would go next is going to take quite a bit of time and energy. And I don't know if I want to do that. I'm giving a lot of it right now, and probably this is all I can handle. So I'm not really, they counted the cost and said, I can't keep going beyond this. So I need to kind of just sit tight where I am. Many of them were happy with all they learned throughout the program, grateful for the opportunity with the program. And even if they didn't get any money at the end, they got a lot personally and professionally out of the time spent in the Accelerator program. Very supportive, like I said, not competitive. They did a great job of really being supportive of each other. A couple things, just a summary for me. I think it's really important that if you're going to create something like this, right, develop a clear plan and work across the teams on this meeting. I couldn't do this all myself as a GetSetUp guide. I was unique in that not only was the guy, but I also coach and consult myself. So I was able to provide a good fit for the cohorts during that process. But I needed marketing to kind of get the word out there to get people to sign up, right? GetSetUp marketing had to do all of that. I needed the scheduling team to help schedule the classes and communicate with the applicants, follow up with them. There was the point person that helped with organizing the judges for the demo days, the social media marketing part of getting the word out, and the prize part of all that. So definitely a clear plan, and working globally too with my counterpart in India. I said, okay, look, we've got all these cohorts we picked, maybe 15 or so in India, 15 in the US. There's some similarities, but because of the culture, there really needs to be different classes. And so they would take my classes and kind of modify them to fit into their culture, right? I mean, how you start a business in India is different than how you start a business in the US as far as the legal part of it and setting up the organization. So they would tailor all of that to their region, which was good. So that worked out well. They used my outline, those 4 parts of it, and the class titles a lot were the same, but they would tailor the classes to fit their students. Be ready to pivot to address the needs of the students, right? I mean, the homework was there to just kind of get them some, proof of concepts, show me what they're doing, and the exercise, it wasn't meant to be hard or punishing by any means. And some students like, hey, I just can't keep up with all this. And I would say, look, it's not about you turning it all in, it's about you giving thought to all of this. So I had a couple of students that I would have to do a private Zoom meeting with and kind of encourage them and say, hey, you're doing great, you're great. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? They would some of them would compare themselves to somebody else in the group, say, I'm not where they are, I can't do all that, right? I'm overwhelmed. And just encourage them to keep going was part of the role that I played in that as well. The office hours is very helpful for them to get their questions asked and answered, and to review assignments and present to the group that was there. That was helpful for them. The media attention, getting to market, that was really helpful for them as well. And then everybody's different. That's for sure. I'm never treating everybody the same because we're all a bit different. So you kind of figure out what their needs are and try to meet them where they are. Have structure and a foundation of boundaries, but everybody's a little bit different in how they embrace it. Some decided at the end they didn't want to present; they just wanted to do the experience. That's fine. I'm like, hey, get what you want out of this. But very helpful to build confidence and passion and support for each of the participants in it. All right, I got you through all my stuff there.
Brilliant. Well, Kevin, thank you so much for joining us in class today. It was wonderful to learn more about GetSetUp and about the Accelerator program. I'm incredibly impressed by everything that GetSetUp has been doing in the past few years in this program. I think it was spot on. It was really, really needed in the market at this point in time. So thank you for creating it.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for letting me come and share with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And say hi to Liz.
All right, I will.